I've been doing a lot of research on the future of work, and let me just give you 1 minute on that. Yes, AI and technology is advancing at an incredibly rapid pace. I don't think this is a new thing. I've seen it, since the 1970s, but it is new in many ways. Computers can listen to your voice. They can understand what you say. That phone that you're sitting on or carrying around with you has 9 sensors in it. It can listen to your voice. It knows the temperature. It can measure acceleration. It can measure humidity. Some of them can measure your altitude. So these devices are getting very, very intelligent, and they're doing things that we never thought they could do before. Let me give you an example of that. One of the hottest technology areas is called farm tech. These devices now, companies can fly a drone over a field, identify the pattern of the dirt, send the tractor out to plow the field based on the actual geography of the dirt, plant the seeds in exactly the right place using sensors, water the seeds with precisely the amount of water, go back and watch the seeds visually with devices to see which ones are growing, fertilize the ones that need help, pick the fruit when it's ready on each particular plant, and then harvest it with almost no human intervention. And this is production technology that's going on in the farming industry. And of course, we're reading stories every day about more and more of this technology entering our workforce in every job we have. In fact, if you look at some interesting data, and this is a little bit frightening for all of us, if you look at what's happened to jobs, there have been basically 4 industrial revolutions. There was the invention of indoor plumbing, there was the invention of electricity, there was the invention of the automobile, and then there was the computer, and now there's the revolution of AI. And this new wave of technology is doing away with some very important jobs. In fact, the latest wave of technology, the one that we're just in the middle of witnessing right now, is starting to do away with jobs like sales jobs and managerial roles, and pushing towards more and more service, people, human-oriented roles in organizations. And so one of the reasons that I think culture is so important is that more and more of the jobs of the future are essentially human jobs. We did a study in Deloitte, UK, that looked at and you've probably seen the Oxford University study that 47% of jobs are going away in the next 20 years. That doesn't mean the number of jobs are going away. It just means they're changing. In fact, the interesting story on that, let me just give you one piece of information there. In the 1970s and the 1980s, when the ATM machine was invented, there were stories written about the fact that we wouldn't need branches. We wouldn't need bank tellers. All the branch banks would go away. Well, it turns out there are almost 5 times as many bank branches now as there were when the ATM was launched, and there are actually 10% more tellers than there were when the ATM was launched. But they're doing different things. Now they're selling you things, obviously maybe not in a healthy way, but that's what they're supposed to be doing. They're taking care of you, and you go to the ATM, you put your money in the bank, and then you walk into the bank to get help by a human being. So jobs are becoming more human, and we're beginning to understand that listening and empathy and communication skills are the roles that we need for the future. And so your companies are around you are trying to figure out how to adapt to this and becoming more of a human organization.